ibhale bayethe wena
Very good morning. Sanibusela sanamukela lomhla on Kusile breakfast show. Thank you for waking up with us. It is the 31st of August 2023. Nivusela ngongilungelele makagula. Sisamsini vakahle la nivuka khona nala nisibukela khona umsakadweni Eswatini TV. Nemngoni. Celani ngami, how are you this morning?
I think I noticed the 31st of August because it's the last day of August.
Yeah.
It has felt like a whole year. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Are you feeling the same? We're going to do it. But anyway, very good morning to you and yours. It is indeed the 31st of August, the last day of this month. A month that is hosted a magnificent cultural event in Umhlanga lotao kubekela ke nasenyangeni ya September. On the note wekuthi sibuke dona tindzaba te culture kuleli viki lapha elihlelweni lomuhla sitaba na CEO waka Eswatini National Council of Arts and Culture babe Stanley Dlamini ngokhulumisa yona indzaba ye culture nokuthi ke siyathi ukuthi babuke tindzaba te kuyilondvolota noma sithi ke kuyipreserve sitambuta nje abantu ukuthi njengoba sikuyo lenyanga letawuba nemi-70 leminengi lebuke tindzaba tayo i-culture lapha eveni, particularly kule nyanga. How important is it to bridge yona i-culture nayo i-mainstream industry? Nekubuka ke tindzaba te-fashion show sivile ukuthi bataba ne-fashion show very soon. Kuyubuta nje ukuthi ngabe vele iseta yona le-fashion show basithembisani kuyo leyo fashion show. Kanti ke sitawuphinde sikhulumise indzaba yesuka eshowini lokuyindzaba ye-Premier League of Eswatini in conjunction with the Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority lesebalaunche i-Trade Fair Cup letawuqala ke mhla 3 September. It is sponsored to a tune of 1 million emalangeni by PLE and Eswatini Investment Promotions Authority. Only Premier League teams will participate in the tournament due to time. Kanzi the last edition they base staged ngemnyaka wa 2013. Kanzi yagcine iwinwe yi-Royal Leopards. The champions will walk away with 300,000 emalangeni, while each team will receive 10,000 emalangeni participation fee, which is a great initiative. We will speak to Banduge Baga PLE Dauta Lindelwa Dlamini Lobgayona indzaba ka brand and marketing khona ka PLE.
Asikembukele sisaqhubeka nje nalo hlelo sitawuphenze sikhulumisane nalabasuka etiko laka Public Works and Transport. Rakumela ukuthi ngeminyaka wa 2021 uhulumende wasukumisa uhlelo lokuchwephesha lokubhadala umthelo wemoto i-license disc ngenhloso yokunciphisa emalayini kuma revenues akuleli. Namhlanje sitabe sikhulumisana na Muzi Maphanga long Deputy Director Road Transportation Department khona etiko laka Public Works kuva ukuthi ingavela eMaswati alusebenzisa yini lolu hlelo kanye kanye nama-developments lasabe khona kule minyaka lemibili leyendlulile. Kanti-ke kwamanje lo hlelo lusebenta ka-mobile money lapho khona ama-motorists noma-ke bashayeli betimoto labafuna ukubhadala umthelo achavata nje *486#. Sifuna ukuva ukuthi ngabe kukhona nivele mhlambe ama-developments lasavelile ngoba ngakhumbula ukuthi lokwavela nje ukuthi emakhasimende noma-ke bashayeli betimoto sebangakhona ukuthi balanze wona lama-license disc ka-EPTC. Sifuna ukuva ukuthi ngabe vele mhlambe sabambe kanganani ku-digitalizer wona lama-license disc ukuthi nje ngikhona ukuthi ngicitela mina ecingweni lami esitabe sikhulumisana naye lo mhla nga-7:30.
Ya kanti-ke kulesikhathi sanyalo sitawubuka some of the leading headlines emaphephandabeni elive lomhla ekuseni.
Lethamba embili kumaphephandaba ethu this morning. Lethamba embili nasibuka i-Times of Eswatini, King commissions throngs of imbali iphuma ngetenkani ke kuyobhalisela noma ke kuyogeca umhlanga itole kulandzele ukuthi ibhalise. Letinye lethamba embili bacede Mthandeni vote in prison. Their lawyer confirms, yes, they told me they voted during special voting. Letinye lethamba embili Mbongwa's dismissal, SNAT calls urgent meeting. Letinye thamba embili nurses march, tear gas fired and vendors were affected. Elangeni la itolo kuletinye thamba embili page 2, APC admits errors and declared September 29th as a holiday.
Lethamba embili kutemidlalo Times of Eswatini, the story that is making the headline there is the show goes on as it's 50,000 emalangeni increase for trade fair. Sikhwama ke sayo sesishuthe up to over 1 million emalangeni following an introduction of third place playoffs. The more on that story is found ku Times of Eswatini kutemidlalo. Kanti-ke kuletinye about 150,000 emalangeni multi-purpose court for Manzini Athletics. On another one, no pre-sale tickets for Yesuga showing.
Let's look at my leading headlines for the Eswatini Observer. Lo muhla on Thursday, King commissions thousands of imbali. Maidens thank His Majesty for gifts. Kuletinye thamba embili on page 2, TSC fires SNAT president. EPC's message to nominees.
Kutemidlalo Eswatini Observer, the story making headlines. There is Trade Fair Cup triple header as Bulls Rangers clash in opening match. On another one, Jaguar faces suspension. Kanti-ke lesinye sithi there is no stopping Tsingizini Hotspurs. Kanti-ke sekugcina sikhulumisa i-Chiefs leseyiclaime a hard-fought win over 10 men's Delhi's.
Esibuka Eswatini Daily News lomhla kungilesine lethamba embili SNAT president Mbongwa sacked from teaching. Lenye lahamba embili umhlanga day 2, King commissions holds of maidens to cut reed. Kuletinye thamba embili on page 2, Mkhululi's matter characterized by clearing procedural lapses.
Mkolisi's Royal AM move back on as the South Africans DStv Premiership side pushing to settle outstanding 12 million emalangeni settlement with former striker Semir Nekovic to lift FIFA transfer ban to enable Mkondo to play for Peter Maritzburg-based side. That's the story making headlines. Ku Eswatini Daily News Sport. Kanti-ke kulenye ithi Lukaku completes loan to Roma from Chelsea. Kanti-ke sekugcina sithi Jaguar faces suspension at Moneni Pirates.
Yeah, 7 minutes after 6. Star bahlala emakethe nasibuya sibuka indaba defuthi Eswatini.
Umsakazo wetithombe iEswatini TV utibophelele kuhlonipha nekulandzela umgomo wetekusakata loweluswe libandla letekuchumana eveni.
Ngephansi kwalomgomo sitimisele kusakata tindzaba letentiya ngaleso sikhatsi tindzaba letide magama laqosheme letitsembekile letitsinza tonke tinhlangothi naletisebaleni
kusukela kutepolitiki, tetemphilo, tekulima, tetinkantolo, netemhlaba wonke jikelele. Sinilethela tindzaba njengoba tinjalo ngaleso sikhathi letenteka ngaso.
Kanzi kulo msakato siphindze sikulethele lonke luhlobo lwetemidlalo kusuka emidlalweni welibhola letinyawo kuye emidlalweni ledlalelwa ematafuleni kanye naleto letiqhamuka ngaphandle kwakuleli.
Leti tindzaba lowutiletselwa ngumsakato wetitfombe iEswatini TV.
Asiphindze sinemukele ngo 9 minutes after 6 takwatindzaba tethu Eswati. Indlovukazi imhlekazi seyikhokhe etinkulungwane netinkulungwane telibutho lembali esigodlweni elitsizini. Indlovu yemhlaba ikhokhe imbali ukuthi ishuce ite ingene esigodlweni engabezweni kude kuthi ikhokhwe silo semhlaba ukuthi iyogeca umhlanga. Kukhokhwa kwembali esigodlweni elitsizini kuyingcenye yemkhosi wemhlanga lochubekako.
Bese ingetulu kwetinkulungwane letilikhulu nemashumi lamabili imbali lebhalisele umkhosi wemhlanga ngesikhathi libutho likhokhwa indlovu yemhlaba esigodlweni elitsizini kanti bekubhekeke ukuthi itenyuke tinombolo njengoba beyingakatibeki phasi imbali solo ingene ngemandla. Ngakaphumi libutho ligidze phambi kwayo indlovu yemhlaba lebeyisingethwe bogogo balondolozi bantu abenkosi netivakashi. Kuhambe kwefika isikhathi lapho khona inkosatana ilandza umyalo kuyo indlovu yemhlaba kanti ngemva kwaloko indlovukazi imhlekazi bese iyalikhokha libutho.
Hey, lalela mbali. Ithi indlovukazi iyasikhokha nyalo sitawuconza engabezweni. Ifaka umyalo nakiyo imbali ithi imbali itawuconza lapho engabezweni kungabe bese sekuba nalabanye labahamba tindlela tabo. Goes Ndlovukazi Mhlekazi.
Hayi ke ibese seyiyasikisa imbali. Lokulandzelela lapho kube sithombe lesijabulise nesive lesibe nelithuba lekubona libutho leyolela ngesheya esigodlweni engabezweni. Ngemandla lamakhulu ngemdlandla nangemgqumo lojabulisako imbali inikele khona esigodlweni engabezweni iholwa inkosatana nalamanye emazinyanesi losemhlaba. Lobuhle lobonakele abukethusi njengoba elive leSwatini latiwa mhlaba wonke ngamasiko alo lamahle laqukethe umlando nemvelaphi yesive semaswati. Imikhosi yelive kufaka ekhathi wona umkhosi wemhlanga ayisuke etindzebeni temlomo kubetive temhlaba labatibutako ukuthi kuyangani ukuthi kube khona sive lesinemasiko leseyakhose emakhulukhulu eminyaka solo yangalahleki. Impendulo yaloko isabaleni ukuthi emaswati ayawatsandza emakhosi kanti ayawathakasela nemasiko njengobe nayo imbali ingaka lokuyingaka nje ikhokhwe batali emakhaya lokusho ukuthi imelele batali imindeni nemimango lapho ichamuka khona. Lapha ngendlela sivusele inkosatana kuva ukuthi uqhubeka kanjani umsebenzi wemakhosi.
Hawu babhalise kahle yonke imbali ikhonile ukuthi ifike and bonke bafike kahle. Babhala kahle vele nje siyajabula.
Indlovu yemhlaba seyinkhokhile esigodlweni elitsizini senibange esigodlweni engabezweni. Ingabe kuhamba njani la ngendlela Nkosi?
Hawu khamba kahle kakhulu. Ngangithile libutho vele linemandla sonke sinawo lamandla. Ya siyawujabulela vele lomhlanga kuyabonakala. Nendlovukazi futhi ikhokhe nemiyalo ukuthi vele sonke sihambe lapho lethe siye khona engabezweni. So ngibuka nje leli butho solo sisahamba kahle andisawufika kahle.
Lebutho ke ligwazene langena ngalawo mandla esigodlweni engabezweni. Lifike lathola ukuthi inkosi iphekile, kwalijabulisa nekuthola ukuthi silo semhlaba siligcoksile nalonyaka. Nasekwekhutwe libayethe libutho lithole lokuya ethunjini. Lathola netembatho lekubeti icathulo tekushuqa, tikipa netilamba. Imbali yekhute libayethe.
Siyabonga enkosini letidla kumnanzi kakhulu emhlangeni neminyaka lelandzelako sizochubeka side Nkosi bayethe wena waphakathi.
Ngiyabonga ingwenyameni ichubeke naseminyakeni lelandzelako isiphele sipho lesi sibayethe wena waphakathi.
Kona esigodlweni engabezweni umsebenzi bewusaqhubeka njengoba bekubhekeke ukuthi libutho likhokho esilo semhlaba kuthi liyogeca umhlanga edidzini. Lebika kwethu indzabeni ngisandile Makhanya esigodlweni engabezweni.
Silo semhlaba sikhokhe imbali ukuthi iyogeca umhlanga edidzini. Lokhu kwenteke esigodlweni engabezweni.
Selikhishiwe ngilomangceveza khweshela udzidzingi tinkulungwane netinkulungwane tembali tihlehle ngemandla nayo ingwenyama esigodlweni engabezweni ngaphambi kokuthi ilikhiphe. Silo sibe sesiyalikhipha libutho ngeliphimbo lenkosatana Sakhizwe. Tinkulungwane netinkulungwane tivele tanikela lapho asho khona uKandaba. Kusasa libutho kubheke ukuthi lingene ngemandla khona edidzini kugeca wona umhlanga. ethi indzabeni lomuhla ngumxolisi Mavimbela esigodlweni eNgabezweni.
Imvuna yetemthetho opholile eShakhantu seyisukumisela uhlangothi lelitawusita eMaswati ngetemthetho ngaphandle kokukhipha imali. Imvuna yethi eMaswati lange-58 ekhulwini 58% akakhoni kumeleleka etinkantolo ngenxa yetizatfu letahlukene letfaka ekhatsi ukuba bete kahle timali tebameli.
Litiko letemtsetfo nemtsetfosisekelo eminyakeni lophelile lisukumise umgomo eminyaka lesihlanu lotawubona eMaswati langakhoni kuhlangabetana netindleko tebameli bameleleka kutemtsetfo i-Eswatini Legal Aid Policy. Indvuna yetiko letemtsetfo opholile eShakhantu ngalesitsatfu ibe seyisukumisa luhlangothi letawenta kutsi eMaswati akhone kumeleleka etinkantolo ngaphandle kwekukhipha timali letawukhishwa nguhulumende i-Eswatini Legal Aid.
Sithi-ke lawo Maswati langakhoni kuyocasha ummeli kepha anesidzingo setindzaba tetemtsetfo sekatawukhona kuta kulamahhovisi e-legal aid lapho khona tawufike atfole bameli labaceceshiwe labaholelwa nguhulumende. Lekutawuba ngibo-ke labatawusita laMaswati kubachazela tindzaba temtsetfo, kubasita nangetindzaba ukuthi kumbune qale enkantolo noma ufuna-ke enkantolo noma kunetinkinga nje letikhona emndenini shosi nayo itawusita nje nekuhlanganisa imindeni kubakhulumisa kusita tonke-ke tinhlangothi temtsetfo even.
Lisekela lobukela ihhovisi lenhlangano yakamhlaba yetentfutfuko kuleli UNDP David Omaziafo uthi lokusukumiswa kwalolu hlangothi kuhambisana ngco neligoli lakamhlaba leli-16 lentfutfuko lekhonsako.
The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, that's the SDG 20, adopted in 2015, includes Goal 16 on promoting peaceful and inclusive societies, providing access to justice for all, and building effective, accountable, inclusive institutions at all levels.
Lolu hlangothi luholwa nguLungile Magagula emahhovisi alo atawenaba nelive lonke kude kubade liswati lelingameleleki kutemtsetfo kanti inombolo yamahala yaleli hhovisi ithi 24044138. Etindzabeni Eswatini TV kubika Samkelsuye Khoza kunasikhumbuzo Dlamini eMbabane.
Imvuna yelitiko letemphilo elizinkosi ithi live liyachubeka nekusukumisa tinhlelo tekutfutfukisa lizinga letemphilo njengoba kungumanje uhulumende wakha ligumbi lokucwaninga pheceleti Public Health Laboratory esiteki. Imvuna bekhuluma ngesikhathi ichaza ngemhlangano yemave langephansi kwenhlangano yakamhlaba yetemphilo lubanjelwe eveni leBotswana.
Inhlangano yakamhlaba lebuke tindzaba tetemphilo i-World Health Organization ibambe umhlangano wetindvuna tetemphilo wema-73 nakutsatfu 73rd session of the World Health Organization's Regional Committee for Africa lobanjwe eveni leBotswana. Lapha eveni lomhlangano ungenelwe indvuna yetemphilo lizinkosi ahamba nemcondzisi wetemphilo Dr. Velephi Okelo kanye nelisekela lemcondzisi wetemphilo Rejoice Nkambule. Indvuna yetemphilo ithi live nalo liyachubeka nekusukumisa imisebenti lebuka kutfutfukisa temphilo.
Ekhaya ema-laboratories kwethu ema-achievement ukuthi sina yesibili manje i-laboratory leseyingu-BSM level 3 biosafety level 3. Lama-laboratories sikhuluma ngawo angetindlwana kulalelo lekusho ukuthi naso sesiyakhona kutentela tintfo letinengi. Tikhona-ke tinamba lefuna sichubeke sitinake singema-Africans njengokuthi sikhona kusebenta together simobilize imali si-strengthenishe ama-systems ethu ekumanage kahero njengoba ne-7 siyakwazi indzaba lekhulunyako kakhulu usifuna si-strengthenishe ama-systems nekubambisana na-WHO.
Umcondzisi waka-WHO kuleli vekati Dr. Matsidiso Moeti ukhutsate emava aleli vekati kutsi anake indzaba yetifo letingatsatselwana.
Exercise is one of the best things that you can do for yourself, for your health. In our region, in the African region, we very much work to bring an end to communicable diseases, infectious diseases that affect us very seriously. But we know that there is a very rapid increase in non-communicable diseases, as they are called, chronic diseases, hypertension, heart conditions, these and mental health problems. Some of these are really related to living a lifestyle where exercise is not part of our daily routines.
Lo mhlangano kubheke ukuthi uthathe emalanga lamathathu kanti letinye tihloko letidzingitsiwe indzaba yokuncoba sifo samalala eveva kuleli vekati. Etindzabeni te-Eswatini TV kubika Samkelisiwe Khoza kanti Fombe tichamuka itiko letempilo.
Libandla letekuvakasha Eswatini Tourism Authority lithi litawucinisekisa ukuthi liyatikhangisa tindzawo tekuvakasha takuleli njengobe kulenyanga yengci kunemicimbi letawuletsa tivakashi eveni.
Lobukete kuthengisa ebandleni letekuvakasha Nchungi Dlamini uyachaza ukuthi le micimbi itawuthuthukisa kangakanani tekuvakasha kuleli. Kuze leli bandla likhone kufinyelela emigomeni yalo ya 2025.
Umgomo wethu se-Eswatini Tourism Authority kuqiniseka ukuthi sikhulisa tinombolo tetivakashi letichamuka ngaphandle, siphinde sikhulise ema-tourism receipts ethu njengoba wati ukuthi ema-targets ethu by 2025 kufune kube sekungene tivakashi letingu-2 million visitors na-2 billion receipts. Siyajabula kakhulu silibandla letikuvakasha. Nathi ke futhi siphinde sihosta i-international media. Bumcoka bekuhosta ke le media lechamuka overseas, kukhona labachamuka e-UAE, khona labachamuka e-USA, khona labachamuka e-Russia, khona labachamuka e-Norway, kukhona labachamuka nase-Netherlands. Nase-South Africa bomakhelwane bathu kumcoka ke ngoba tekuvakasha tidinge ukuthi uyi-experience le product. Kumcoka ke ukuthi sihoste le media ukuthi ikhona kubhala positive coverage noma titori leti positive nga Eswatini njengoba wati ukuthi we are selling a destination. So kumcoka ukuthi tindzaba lesitikhipha kube ngutindzaba letitawukhona ukuthi timakethe live la kangwane. Sidabe sinabo ke kakhulu sihamba nabo. Siyajabula kakhulu ukuthi kutabe kuliviki eliphithitela kakhulu.
Dlamini uphindze wacela eMaswati ukuthi aphathe kahle tivakashi atisite lapho tidzinga khona lusito njengoba eMaswati atiwa ngenhlonipho. Etindzabeni te-Eswatini TV kubika Sebenele Mthethwa anavuma Inkosi Nzinisa eMbabane.
Inkantolo yamacala landlulisiwe Supreme Court ithi lobeyakatse ayimphunga mkhululi Dlamini akacaci ukuthi wayitfola kanjani indzawo waphindze wawakha kanjani umuthi emphakathi emaphilingo njengaloku indvuna yemcuba Homu Lomayitela Shongwe iphika ukuthi unawo umuthi ngaphansi kwalomphakathi. Lokucukethwe esijubeni salenkantolo lesinge amapage la14.
Lihhovisi lengcweti yetemthetho lafaka isicelo enkantolo yamacala landlulisiwe lapho bacela ukuthi sicithwe isijubo senkantolo lenkulu lesithi lelibandla laka-EBC alifake lobeyakatse angimbunga mkhulu Dlamini elihlweni lebantu laba tawukhethwe esigabeni semalungu eParliamentary emphakathi emaphilongo noma-ke lelibandla lelukhetfo kanye nemingcele yetinkundla licelele phansi libambe isigaba sekuncoma kulo mphakathi. Libhenshi lenkantolo yamacala landlulisiwe lelihola lijaji limajahenkaba Dlamini likhiphe isinqumo lesivuna lihhovisi lengcweti yetemthetho kanye nelibandla lelukhethwa kanye nemingcele yetinkundla. Esijubeni salo lijaji lithi loyo bekayimbunga mkhulu Dlamini uthi emaphilongo watfola indzawo ngenyanga yaBhimbidvwane ngeminyaka wa-2022 wase wakha umuthi ngenyanga yeNkwekhweti ngeminyaka wa-2022. Lenkantolo yamacala landlulisiwe ithi liciniso ukuthi kude umuntu longaba nemhlaba noma kabe nemuntu esicinzini angadiwa ngumphakathi. Uthi uma kungavetwa kule nkantolo ukuthi mhlambe lo mphakathi uneliphutha ngalokushoko lenkantolo iyaphoceleleka ukuthi ithembe lokushiwo ngulo mphakathi. Ithi kukhonta ngiyona ndlela lengiyo yokutfola umhlaba esicinzini. Ithi lenkantolo kumcokwa ukuthi kwateke ukuthi mkhululi angakhona yinivele kumele alikhethwe emphakathi emaphilongo noma-ke ukuthi wakhona yinivele. Imangele inkantolo yamacala landlulisiwe ukuthi kwayangani libito lamkhululi libe selihlweni lebantu bakumaphilongo njengaloku kuthiwa kukhonona ngaye kwentiwa nathi siphohlongo enyangeni lephelile. Uthi kude lokuchaziwe ukuthi lokhu kwente kanjani. Lenkantolo yithi uma kuhlakula kwemabito bekavele elihlweni lebantu basemaphilongo bekwenteke ngesikhathi lokuphathamiseka lokulethwe kunconyo kamkhululi ngaba kwentekanga. Lenkantolo yithi ngephansi kwenqubo yetinkundla umuntu lokhethiwe kumele abe nebudlelwano obuhle nemphakathi leyakha tinkundla. Etindzabeni kubika Fortune Dlangamandla ngisenkantolo lenkulu.
Ibandla lelicasha abothishela i-Teaching Service Commission selimcoshile longumengameli wenhlangano yabothishela eSwatini National Association of Teachers nathi Mbongwa Dlamini. Leli bandla lakhipha isijubo sekuthi lamfola ende bucala ngekulova esikolweni lapho angithishela khona emalanga lalikhulu nemfica.
Mapalena welibandla lelicasha abothishela i-Teaching Service Commission Nhlanhla Dlamini uthi kulandzela kokuteka kwalelicala mengameli wenhlangano yabothishela sinathi Mbongwa Dlamini losolwa ngekulova emahlandla lengcako kulamathathu angakatfola imvumo. Lelibandla likhanze kufanele ukuthi acoshe kuba ngithishela. Lelibandla lithi Lokulova kwambonga kuphathamise kakhulu abafundi besikole lesemabanga laphakeme lesemoyeni lapho babafundisa khona izifundo temethi kanye nalezo tesayensi. Lo mabhalane uthi lathi nalisatekwa lelicala lomengameli libekasihamba nemmeli wakhe bala kusholeta singakakhishwa sijubo. Uthi Mbongo wavele nje waphuma wahamba emuva kwekuthuka ngetinhlamba libandla laka TSC. Lo mabhalane watise Mbongo ukuthi emuva kokungahloniphi kwakhe lelibandla lachubeka nekubeka luhlangothi lwalo kulendzaba. Uthi lokulova emsebentini kwaMbongo kuyafana nekungadiphathi kahle futhi akazange nje akachaze ukuthi bekasola nyamaleleleni esikolweni kanti bekasola hola kanjalo. Etindzabeni kubika Fortune Dlangamandla ngisembabane.
Tisebenti tePhalamende kanye netisebenti tehlangothi lolugcina umlandvo setichubekile ngemkhankaso wabo wekubutsa tibi endzaweni yakalobamba. Letisebenti tilungiselela lusuku lolukhulu lwe-double celebration. Maphalane wePhalamende Benedict Xaba uthi bafuna lolusuku lukhandze live lihlobile ngalolusuku.
Maphalane wePhalamende Benedict Xaba uthi batisebenti batimisele kuyihlobisa indzawo yakalobamba kanye nelive lonkhana kwatise ukuthi umhlaba utawube uphelele lapha eSwatini.
Kwenta siciniseke ukuthi indzawo yakalobamba njalo sathi ukuthi lo msebenzi omkhulu kangaka welive utabula enkundleni kaSomhlolo kunema-archives kunePhalamende nama-organization. So lamhla ke sibambene kanye sisukumile vele senta siciniseke ukuthi kubade kungcola lokukhona ngaphandle kwekungcola nje lesikubukako ukuthi vele netempilo timcwa kakhulu ngoba mase kungcolile kuba netifo letinyenti futhi letingabe setiyavela.
Lokhulumele tisebenti telihlangothi lokugcina umlandvo Sibongile Mavuso uthi nabo bayajabula kuba ingcenye yalomkhankaso lebese uwesibili wekuhlobisa indzawo yakalobamba.
Sesisukumele etulu ukuthi ngeke sisale phela kusekhaya la. Sisho njalo nje ukuthi nangabe ekhaya kutaba nemsebenzi wonke umuntu uyabonakala nyakade mabala ayashanelwa bafike abantu bakhanze kuhlobile.
Letisebenti tisisetiqalile kubeka imigqoma nemaplastiki njengoba kubonakala ukuthi imbali seyifikile. Letisebenti tiphindze tasho ukuthi nangalesibili londvulela lolusuku lolukhulu batawubutsa emaphepha kalobamba kanye nemacenselo. Lobikela tindzaba teSwatini TV nguNosipho Nsibande nginakiyani Msibi kalobamba.
Kutemidlalo licembu lamatubane eManzini Club seyimukele ngalokusemthethweni tinkhundla temidlalo leyahlukene lesekelwe ngetimali lehhovisi lalomelele live lasemelika kuleli Earl Miller. Lenkhundla lesengcwelweni ingabita imali lengetulu kwetinkhulungwane letilikhulu netinkhulungwane letingamashumi imfuna yetemidlalo Harris Bulunga ngiyo leyimukele lesakhiwo.
Lenkhundla lensha yetemidlalo ifaka ikhathi imidlalo yevolleyball, netball, tennis kanye naleyo ledlalelwa esihlabathini selwandle pheceleti i-beach games. Lenkundla yeManzini Athletic Club isekelwe ngulonxusele live lemelika kuleli El Miller ngemali linganiselwa etinkulungwaneni letilukhulu ne-48 emalangeni kanye nelihhovisi lalonxusele live leJalimane kuleli. Kulomsebenzi lonxusele live lemelika kuleli El Miller uthi uyethemba ukuthi lenkundla itawuba lusito ensheni yakulendzawo.
As of today, this structure can benefit more than 500 young people from the community and surrounding schools, but I know in the years ahead there'll be hundreds more who will benefit from the legacy of this project. And one of the key factors in a community receiving funding from the U.S. through the U.S. Ambassador's Special Self-Help Fund is the community contribution.
Indvuna yetemidlalo nemasiko Harris Bulunga ubongele isive sasengqulini wendlula wasikhutsata ukuthi siyinakekele lenkundla.
Sibongele nabantu basengqulwini umango wonke kuba nesakhiwo lesinjengalesi la abantwana sabatawu khona kutodlala khona. Lesikhutsatako nje ukuthi while le facility iyekuthuthukisa temidlalo siyacela lokuthi isebenziseke kahle. Singayikhanzi ukuthi emva kwemalanganyana seyilimele noma sekwentiwa leminye imikhuba lengahambisani nale yakhiwele yona kulomango.
Bani umceceshi welicembu leManzini Club Mumzi Mabuza ubongela olusito washo nokuthi litawukhulisa abadlali labancane kulendzawo.
This is what happens when you're a coach. We say these days, athlete-centered, science-based. So what you know in development, those kids that reaches the highest level of performance are those that are exposed to multiple sporting activities in earlier life.
Letinye tikhulumi tifake ekhatsi induna yemcuba Msasoko lokhulumela indlunkulu ubonge kakhulu ngalesakhiwo washo ukuthi intuthuko seyiqalile kwenabela etindzaweni letisemaphandleni labamelele tinhlangano temidlalo wevolleyball kanye newematubane kuleli babesenabo sebabulala emabhodlela basho ukuthi lenkundla itawukhicita abadlali belizinga lemhlaba. Lenkundla ibe seyivulwa ngalokusemthethweni ngiyo induna yetemidlalo nalonxuselele emelika kuleli iyemila. Lo bika kwetindzabeni teSwatini TV ngumpendulo Gumbi naphathizwe Msibi sisengculwini kaManzini.
Aleto temidlalo sibeka lapho tindzaba tetfu teSwati asibahleli temakethe sibuye sichubeke nehlelo.
International Trade Fair. Eswatini TV brings you a trade fair promotion and a double celebration package. 5-minute live interview on location for only 4,600 emalangeni. A live Kusile breakfast show interview on location for as low as 3,450 emalangeni. 30 seconds complimentary message for only 12,638 emalangeni 50 cents. 30 seconds commercial advert with a minimum of 20 slots, corporate for only 659 emalangeni 15 cents. Small medium enterprise for only 332 emalangeni 72 cents. Promotion ends on the 30th of September 2023.
Ubusebiyelele wena Mswati wabusa phambi kwetitha wasuyathi ndlula wasuyahlamba wasuyashashabula uyimbubu ngwenyama ngumkhokho yabalekela udle ematholo ezinyathi wena waphakathi bayethe.
Umnyaka wa-2023 ngumnyaka lomkhulu eSwatini njengoba live lihalalisela ingwenyama yenkosi Mswati wesithathu iminyaka lengama-55 yadalwa lehlanganiswe negubha iminyaka lengama-55 live latfola amazibuse. Ucamisa lo mkhosi lomkhulu welive umsakazo weSwatini TV umemasive ukuthi sibukele tinhlelo etikhombisa imisebenzi yentuthuko yelive leyasukunyiswa yaphinze yasekelwa silo inkosi Mswati wesithathu lesoloyisa imamise live nalomuhla. Inhlelo tingena njalo ngelisonto ngensimbi yesine entsambama. Halala mbangazitha, halala eSwatini.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. Discover just how far you'll go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience in the kingdom.
Alright, siphindze sikwamukele ngwelo muhle ehlelweni. The arts sector has become a meaningful sector in global market spaces and an economic stimulus for global economies. Loku go in line with the aspirations the African Union. Loku aspiration number 5 lo envision Africa with a strong cultural identity, which is going to be interesting ngoba kule nyanga nje lesisuka kuyo August loku sitawuphuma kuye singene September sibona imkhosi wemhlanga. Sinasikhuluma ngabo cultural identity laba strong. Tindzaba lethu lesithatha ukukhulumisa naye CEO waka Eswatini National Council of Arts and Culture babe Stanley Dlamini. Tindzaba tabo common heritage, ma values nama ethics. The Eswatini National Council of Arts and Culture is a recognized authority in arts and culture, but what does it strive to do and develop as well as to promote? Nkosi sikwamukele ehlelweni lomuhla. Umsebenzi wakho kule nyanga lena ngasho ukuthi nje uthola spotlight kakhulu ngoba sibona ngomkhosi wemhlanga. Engabe usasichazela kabani ukuthi vele nasikhuluma nga INAC, what does it really strive to develop and promote?
Siyabonga kakhulu mnakazi usele Sven. So itekile cishe soyicedzile ukuthi live lethu litinde eAfrica. IAfrica baholi bayo nabakha iAfrican Union bathi ngilelo nalelo live alithathe amasiko lwabeke eduke imicabango yayo lokhona eveni. Lokusho ukuthi nawakha umgomo welive ngaba kuthuthukisa live ngaba kuthuthukisa umango lokuphila kuwo. Ithi lenzaba angeke uthuthuke engcono nangabe ungacalwa beke amasiko la emkhathini walomgomo wekuthuthuka kwalelo live. Sokushito lokho mnaka aphinze athi emave ngilelo nalelo live libe nelanga lapho khona litawukhumbula khona amasiko. Na ukhuluma ngekukhumbula amasiko sikhuluma ukuthi ngabe vele le live linani. Sicala la ekutseni laba sungula le live bakhona indvele. Siyaba khona yini lokubakhumbula. Sendlule lapho sithi kunetindzaba letimagugu. Ngabe siyakhona yini ukukhumbula lokho. Kunemilando, kunemasiko. Ngabe siyakhona yini lamasiko kwendlulisela phambili esitukulwaneni lesitako. Kubuya embutweni wakho lothi inyanga vele lena thine bakangwane ngabe sivele sithi our Africa month ngoba ngila khona emasiko abukeka ahamba phambili kulamalanga lawo. Sithi ke mhlambe indzaba lemcoka ngilelethi ngabe thine sibaka and culture ngikuphi lokwenta ukuthi sijabule sikhathi lesinengi nangabe kufika letikhathi leti. Indzaba ecala ngile ukuthi live nangabe linemgomo lophilako liye lithi nanga emasiko ngabe lolomncane irole yakhe ikhona yini, lolomdzala irole yakhe ikhona yini. Tsineke emaswati siphinze sibene ukuthi emasiko ethu phela ehlukene ukuthi lona ngilomduna lona wesifazane. Ithi ke lenzaba ngabe nalo lomduna unalo yini ilanga lakhe lasibuke yena nje emasikweni khona. Yena lo wesifazane lala sikhona khona nje kulamalanga njengoba uyitekile itolo ingwenyama beyikhipha libutho lemhlanga. Lokusho ukuthi ukhuluma ngemfana lomncane, ukhuluma mhlambe ngemfana wentombatana. Utawunaka mnaka ukuthi nawe yophetha umnyaka nebafana nabo bataba nelanga la ingwenyama ebakhipha khona. Nalabadzala kanjalo. Phinze eminyakeni nabomake banelanga labo. Sithi ke uma ukhuluma ngenzaba yekufundzisa nekwendlulisela emasiko ngesikhathi lesikahle lesi sekubona ukuthi ngabe lelive leli linalo ilanga lekhandover emasiko alo from the young generation to a generation leseyikhulile. Sithi ke siyakubonga lokho ngoba ngiko lokwenta ukuthi siye sithi nawakha imgomo uthi khalibhokisi ukuthi lokusekwendekile eminyakeni lokusekwendekile eminyakeni wethu umsebenzi kwekubukela ukuthi amasiko ngabe vele agcinekile ngesingisi is cultural preservation ukuthi kuyendeka yini kwendeka kahle yini ngetulu kwaloko kwakonke lokho i-cultural promotion lo ukuthi ngabe vele le culture iba accessible kuwo wonke umuntu kungendeke ukuthi i-culture ukhanze ukuthi yini ungathi seyibukeke yalabafundzile lona longafunzi losuke emakhaya yini ungazi ukuthi iseyalaba affordako labakhona kuthenga lona loteke imali wethu umsebenzi nje ngilo ukuthi le culture iyafinyelela yini kulo lonke eliswati ngalendlela lefinyelela kunoma ngangibane vele
Nkosi I think kusobala ukuthi you are really doing a great job if uthi at the heart of your vision is cultural preservation and promotion. Live la Kangwane ngisho netinsatheli temsakato letinye outside of us international broadcast media but sinzabe ukuthi live la Kangwane is arguably the richest when it comes to cultural preservation and promotion. Sisabuka umhlanga which has been dubbed kuletha bantu laba over 40,000 to the event. And then there's the tourism aspect of it and the domestic tourism aspect of it. Engabe, how much role do you have in making sure ukuthi ema aspirations aka tourism nanawo are met? How important lokuthi letinto leto tendeke?
Mhlambe singaba kucala la ekutheni live ngelive nalitithengisa emhlabeni linendlela ekutithengisa. Labanye batithengisa ngokuthi mhlambe banemagorilla bona labanye bathengisa mhlambe ngokuthi banemabhubesi bona mhlambe labanye bathengisa ngetindlovu ngabala ubale kepha thina bakangwane lamanye mave nawukhuluma ngeculture bakhuluma ngemafilimu baphindze bakhulume ngabo theater thina la kangwane kusengaba itheater le culture yethu Kangwane nakulesithi ngesingisi living culture lokusho ukuthi thina kwethu nasiye emhlangene nasendele umuntu it's our living culture nasiye ebuganweni suke sengendele umuntu sokuyi living culture nawo buka abafana baphethe lisekwane bahamba mhlambe kusuke esikhaleni sekwane bayofika excuse me elitsitsini bathi labelungu it's a moving forest kusuke ngase spectacle sekuthi senda theater it's our living culture so lo mehluko wethu nemhlaba wonke ngilokuthi thina si stage se living culture lokusho ukuthi baka tourism nemhlaba kwawo ukuthi uto participate akithi kuze ukuthi mhlambe balibone ngcono lolisiko netulu kwawo konke asifanani nalamanye mave mhlambe la ukhanza khona ukuthi wona sende masiko ethu kufunani nebekhamba bese nihlala lapha thina sihlale ngakubo la ngethu emasiko a participatory lokusho ukuthi na ungimake ufuna ke ebuganweni na ungakhumbula kahle kulula kungena ebuthweni ugitse naboma nawe intombadana wekhamba lapha nje sinemantombadana lamanye abuya kubo Mozambique Mpumalanga nalamanye lodibana nawe nje la isicukwini akutshela ukuthi mina ngibuya ku basebuthweni akufanani nakulamanye amave ukuthi udawuthi ungene ebuthweni lema Masai bese bakubuta ukuthi ungakona yini kuma ngalunyanya but ngizama ukuchaza lo ukuthi a participator ungawabala onke lamasiko umuntu uyakhona ngena agitse namaswati ngetulu kwawo konke ke kubangile spectacle ukuthi it has never seen anywhere in the world ukuthi into le kanje ingendeka sithi ke kubese kuba iproduct yekuthengisa lelese kubita ke ngetourism kuthi ke laba bekhamba bese batela ke kuto consumer law kuliciniso ke ukuthi nawe ya kulama hotel la khona nyalo la event acwebe incumbe yawo in fact khona labanye bebashaya nje basasibatholele happy event icwebe nalamanye acwele la gcine bawele khona kuma guest houses lokusho ukuthi now ukhuluma ngamasiko ethu event kude lokunye lesingakuthengisa side mhlambe letindzaba tekulenga sisengafiki lapho mhlambe side amagorilla
naku-ke lesinako Nkosi nje ngingakuhlabi lulwimi sitawukhumbula ukuthi i-COVID-19 in fact bengibona bakwenta ama-interview during i-COVID-19 you did mention ukuthi it did halt i-progress yaka-arts and culture but what we did see during that period was kuphuma kwa DJ Uncle Waffles who is now ngasho ukuthi a global superstar uqhamuka lapha eveni la kaNgwane siyanibona ke nenda nema accelerator program bovu kubone Sound Lab which are some of these programs that asilethela labanye bo Uncle Waffles sinizabeke ukuthi arts and culture is cross cutting sinayo culture but we also do have arts nyalo we have probably top 2 the biggest artists in the world in Uncle Waffles engabe sisabuya ngalana ke nyalo ka arts what are some of these other developments leni buke kuwagcinisa niwa promote.
Yes, now ungakhumbula kahle lo mnyaka sisukele umsebenzi ukuthi sivule ama-arts and culture centers in the regions. Lokusho ukuthi nawe ya Elbonjeni sinel office eStay Arts and Culture Center. Sinel office enhlangano Arts and Culture Center. Sinel office eSpeak Speak Arts and Culture Center lelibuke nje ho. Bese siba na antidote la bovu kubona le Sound Lab. Lokusho ukuthi njengoba usho uma ngabe singakhona kumthola munye Uncle Waffles mhlambe vele sesingabathola labangu4 ngoba bathina ngabe ufuna equality go to the regions go to the countryside ngoba uma ngabe munye akhonile kuvela ithi leni mhlambe besingendi enough ukuthi babe ngu4 uma ngabe ama regions ethu engu4 sesithi nyalo sesiplant ama programs khona kusho ukuthi sesine chance silive futhi ke sesithite eMaswatini nanibona babili bathathu bavela emhlabeni kusho ukuthi sesine chance ukuthi umhlaba nasufuna into letsite uyatfuna ngala kaNgwane ukuthi phela ukuba bakhona labanye so zamachaza ke mina ukuthi ema programs ethu aka arts asihambela kahle kakhulu kuma regions uyamangala lelisasasa lolukhanza konyalo kuma regions bengisenhlangano nje kuleli viki leliphelile lelo labelicwebe bende fashion show kunebahlabeleli ubona nje ukuthi le region icukethe nase Speak itolo bebane street fashion show nakhona uyamangala lama performances bowabona lapha I think esiteke bathi debalomhlabona ithi ke lenzaba ngabe vele ebebekude lama centers ngabe lama artists lesiwabona konyalo siyawabona yini lokusho ukuthi na ufika nje ku center uyamangala ukuthi kan laba bakhona la so sibakathi nje sicabanga ukuthi kuyas excite kakhulu ngoba nyalo ithi le focus asesibuke kuma regions then isidabe sesiyabuka ukuthi ngabe kuma national programming ethu siba integrator njani ama regions.
Okay, so kula fashion show sothinzelo ukuthi ashiselweni babe nayo nasestek babe nayo I believe ukuthi nalamba bane iyadavela we only have 1 minute I'm afraid I would have loved for us to further this conversation but it's coming to Mbabane as well I believe.
Yes 1-2 kusasa enzambama nangemgcibelo enzambama itabi lapha eJenilengweni inhloso yethu ukuthi singanaki emanzini Mbabane kakhulu.
Okay.
Sale sithi mhlambe eMaswati siwakuthata njani ukuthi aqale kugcoka impahla lebuya kumakhelwane nangithi lebuya kumakhelwane nje ukuthi lethunga eveni unganaka ukuthi nawe ya eNorth Africa especially Northwest Africa abakwendi lento yema malls uthi umuntu ugcoka impahla dabo perigadini dabo zibanibani in fact bayakwata le North bafaka nje lama shirt abo nalama bhluku abo ngabona ihawubona ngengcondo naw bakhulumisa bakutshela ukuthi kufuna ujatshuliswe ngilokuthi le mpahla lo igcokile kukhona lemfakele imali kwalethe kani naw ufake perigadini bathi bona solucilatekile ngalokuthi uqabanga ukuthi naw unemali kufuna imixe ngaphandle.
Wow. Interesting. Stanley Dlamini, Chief Executive Officer of Eswatini National Council of Arts and Culture, certainly highlighting the work that they are doing in creating an enabling environment for the preservation and promotion of arts and culture. We are hopeful ukuthi sidambona lo mye Uncle Waffles nokuthi sidatubona tinombolo emkhosini wemhlanga nje ukuthi from the 40,000 engcenye sidablishe siye ku 80,000 because we certainly do have that kind of capacity and potential. Asibahlole emakethe masinyane sidabuya siqhubeke nehlelo.
Do you remember the spinning thing? This is us. This picture represents what we did. We were there when coronavirus wreaked havoc in our population. Together with other stakeholders, we formed the first line, controlling the spread of the unknown and unseen enemy of the people. Anxious ourselves, we collected dead bodies countrywide. At the time when no one wanted to come near dead bodies of loved ones, we did care for our fellow citizens. Thank you, the people of Eswatini and teams of first responders.
Right, kusele nje 4 minutes kuphela kubumbane insimbi yesikhombisa lomhla ekuseni ake sive i-traffic update nyalo from Sergeant Bekumuzi kule Makobane. Sikuvusele lomhla ekuseni uthini umbiko losiphathele wona?
Nguni anguvusele ekuseni uvusele umbukeli welihlelo sivuka namuhla simo selituku sihle ngaphandle umthamo wetmotolo sokuvele uyaphakama kwasise ukuthi isikhathi leti ekuthatha imisebenzi ngokuhlukahlukana sithi njeke sivise maswati sithatha yona indlela asendeke isiqiniseko sokuthi imotolo sazo ingilethele siphilile nekwenda ke isiqiniseko ukuthi nawe ngaphandle kwemotolo yakho usesimele lesikahle uphumulile nemtimba ulungele ukuthi ungaqhubha yona inqola yakho bese siyagwema ke ukusebenzisa izinto letingasiphathamisa sidale tona tingoti sisawusebenzisa umgwaqo emadolobheni esilamakhulu la ekhaya edolobheni laseMbabane iba nethethu leti lapha etulunga sesibhedlela na uphuma noma ungena edolobheni qhamuka lapha eMangwaneni awusola sisebenzile leto sibane leto kanjalo netibane letikhona lapha eTotal Garden sizokukhombiza kulimala sichubeke bekunene sishayele ngalokukhulu ukucophelela kuleyo ngingwana leyo anti-ke lo mlilo singakubheda kusho ukuthi awumalanga namahle siyawukhumbula ukuthi lapha eTulu eMangwaneni solosincola lesinkulu siyemiswa lapho kuthola leyo mlayeto nokukhumbuza abashayeli ukuthi abashayele ngalokukhulu ukucophelela basehla yona inthaba yakumalakwazi siyafike isincola lesinkulu sithathe sona senqele emgwaqweni wethu omkhulu na utawehla inthaba yakumalakwane kule cooling station bese ke kuthi isincola lesincane tendlula khona ngesekuhla asinciphise ke litubane sibashayeli bathu isincola lesincane sisafonsela ke kuleyo nzawo lapho kusetshenzelwa khona kumathapha nalapha indawo kamanzini sisebenza kahle tibane tethu lesingakuphawula nje ke kulabo labawubheka ngakhona lapha kuboliyenga ukuthi awasichubeke sishayele ngalokukhulu ukucophelela kwatise ukuthi libutho lingakhona phela ikakhulukati njengoba sathi ukuthi itolo licithiwe siyacela ke ukuthi kulabo labawuhambela kulezi nzawo lapho kuphithitela khona noma ke kunembali abendeke isiqiniseko sokuthi ke bashayela ngalokukhulu ukucophelela akhona emaphoyisa kwenda isiqiniseko sokuthi ke umthetho uyalandzelwa nekokuthi ke leyo nzawo ingihlala ingleyo lephephile ngaso sonke isikhathi nakhona lapha endawo Peace Farm na uthatha umgwaqo losiba lapha emafutheni ubheke khona lapha eLuve umthamo wetimoto nakuleyo ngcingwana leyo ubonakala umloyo lesidulu kakhulu siyagcizelela nje bekunene ukuthi umgwaqo lona lomuhle nalohambe ngako alehliswe litubane kakhulu ikakhulukati njengoba ibekiwe netimpawu lapho nema-temporal speed humps abekiwe lapho kwenda isiqiniseko sokuthi vele litubane uyalinciphisa ngendlela leyawusenda ukuthi size sibe kuleso lesiphephile nekukhuthaza ke imngoni uyakhumbula ukuthi lo msebenzi lona ukhanga netivakashi letiqhamuka ngaphandle kwaleli lakangwane bafuyi bayakhuthaza lokho ukuthi imfuyo abayikhweshise emgwaqweni kuze ukuthi phela imigwaqo yakithi itholakale ingleyo lehlobile nalehambekako nalephephile kanjalo sisayisebenzisa ke yona imigwaqo sithi ke bekunene sisabheka ngakhona ematohweni nakithi sinesensa kuncola tekufutha asenze isiqiniseko ukuthi imotolo zethu singilesiphilile silayishe ngelinani elikahle nelitubane lesiyawuhamba ngalo liyabalitubane leliyawufeka sive semaswati sibe ngileso lesiphephile angephethe ngokuthi siyawukhumbula ukuthi live linemisebenzi emikhulu asikhumbule bekunene kuligcina lingilelo lelihlobile sibile tiningi siqhamuka kuto tincola ngokuthi silahlwe tisahamba imodolo bekunene siyakwefuda lokho bane nendlela lephephile yokulahla tibi takho ukuze ukuthi live lethu litholakale nemisebenzi yelive ikhanze lingilelo lelihlobile ngimfiseleke kusebenza kuhle endlini emsakato nisathubeka nemisebenzi wenu naso size semaswati sisifisele ilanga lelihle naleliphephile sayisebenzise emgwaqo siyabonga kakhulu.
Bonge Malambule sibonge Nsalenduna kusifisela ke lisuku loluhle nanansi ngifisela usuku loluhle nisakha live lapho lenisebenzela khona lomuhla sibahlole market masinyane sidawubuya sibuke indzaba desingisi.
We at Eswatini Television Authority are committed to observing the Eswatini Communication Commission's Broadcasting Code of Conduct.
Under the code, we are committed to broadcast news that is current, free from hate speech, accurate, balanced, and fair.
From politics to business, health, agriculture, courts, and global news, we bring you the latest updates as they happen, when they happen.
We cover all the sporting codes from the football pitch to the chessboards.
This is Eswatini TV News.
Right, just a minute after 7, here's our English bulletin. Her Majesty Ndlovukazi has commissioned thousands of maidens at Lutsitsini Royal Residence. Her Majesty instructed the maidens to march to Ngabezweni Royal Residence, where they would be commissioned by His Majesty King Mswati III to fetch the reed. The commissioning forms part of the reed dance ceremony, which is in progress.
Over 120,000 Imbali had registered for this year's ceremony when Her Majesty commissioned the regiment at Lutsitsini Royal Residence, and the figure was expected to increase as more maidens continued to trickle in. The commissioning event lived up to expectation as it was characterized by the traditional pomp and ceremony that has defined it for many years. The regiment danced before Her Majesty, who observed proceedings with Balondolozi, their Royal Highnesses and foreign dignitaries. Leader of the regiment, Her Royal Highness Inkosatana Sakizwe, listened attentively as Her Majesty issued instructions to the maidens before they set out to Ngabezweni. Her Majesty officially commissioned the regiment.
Hey, lalela Mbali. Ithi Ndlovukazi iyasikhoka nyalo sitawuqonza eNgabezweni. Ifaka umyalo nakiyo imbali ithi imbali itawuqonza lapho eNgabezweni kungabe bese sekuba nalabanye labahamba tindlela tabo. Nkosi Ndlovukazi Mhlekazi.
The tens of thousands of maidens put on a spectacular show as they charged towards Ngabezweni royal residence. There was never a dull moment along the way. We were privileged to have a moment with Inkosatana Sakizwe. We asked Her Royal Highness to share her thoughts on progress that has been achieved since the arrival of the maidens on Tuesday.
Hawu babhalise kahle yonke imbali ikhonile ukuthi ifike and bonke bafike kahle babhala kahle vele nje siyajabula.
Indlovu yemhlaba senikhokhile esigodlweni elitsitsini senibange esigodlweni eNgabezweni. Ingabe kuhamba njani la ngendlela Nkosi?
Hawu khamba kahle kakhulu. Ngangithile ukuthi vele linemandla sonke sinawo lamandla. Ya siyawujabulela vele lo mhlanga kuyabonakala. Nendlovukazi futhi ikhokhe nemiyalo ukuthi vele sonke sihambe lapho lethe siye khona eNgabezweni. So ngibuka nje lelibutho solo sisahamba kahle andisawufika kahle.
Upon arrival at Ngabezweni royal residence, the maidens received gifts which included sneakers, t-shirts, jackets and refreshments. Inkosatana Sakizwe led the maidens in thanking His Majesty the King. Some of the maidens extended words of gratitude to the King.
Siyabonga enkosini letipho lasiphekona usigcoksile nekudla kumnanzi kakhulu emhlangeni neminyaka lelandzelako sizochubeka side Nkosi bayethe wena waphakathi.
Ngiyabonga ingwenyameni ichubeke naseminyakeni lelandzelako isiphele sipho lesi sibayethe wena waphakathi.
The ceremony is gaining momentum as His Majesty the King was expected to commission the maidens to fetch the reed. On the news, I am Sandile Makanya reporting from Ngabezweni royal residence.
And indeed, His Majesty King Mswati III commissioned Imbali Regiment to cut the reed at designated cutting sites. This development took place at Ngabezweni royal residence.
After being dispensed by Lomangceveza Kweshe at Lutsitsini royal residence, thousands and thousands of Imbali joined Ingwenyama in song and dance at Ngabezweni royal residence. His Majesty King Mswati III ordered Imbali to go and cut umhlanga through Inkosatana Sakizwe. After getting the order from His Majesty, Imbali then embarked in the long journey to the different ditsitsi, and they are expected to cut umhlanga tomorrow. On the news tonight, I'm Xolis Mavimbela at Engabezweni Royal Residence.
The Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Polile Shakantu, has launched the Eswatini Legal Aid. The minister says 58% of Emaswati find the cost of legal representation unaffordable.
The Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs says a legal aid baseline survey for 2022 indicates that Emaswati find the cost of legal representation unaffordable, mostly to the marginalized groups, and this impacts on their ability to defend their rights. The Minister of Justice, Polile Shakantu, launched the Eswatini Legal Aid to increase and ensure access to justice for all Emaswati.
Legal aid is to ensure that we bridge that gap, so that even that person who is not able to afford legal aid, government then fills that gap and makes sure that there's equal access to justice for all Emaswati, not just Emaswati that have got the means.
UNDP Deputy Resident Representative David Omoziafo says Goal 16 of the SDGs promotes providing access to justice for all.
The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, that's the SDG 20, adopted in 2015, includes Goal 16 on promoting peaceful and inclusive societies, providing access to justice for all, and building effective, accountable, inclusive institutions at all levels.
The Eswatini Legal Aid Secretariat is led by Lungile Makakula as the director, and their offices will be decentralized across the country. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samgal Suekoza with Sikumbuzo Dlamini Mbabane.
Health Minister Lizingosi says the Kingdom of Eswatini is currently building a first public health laboratory to align the country's health systems with the African region. The minister was speaking during the 73rd World Health Organization Regional Committee meeting, which is held in Botswana.
The World Health Organization's Regional Committee for Africa is the organization's decision-making body on health policy in the African region. It comprises of ministers of health or their representatives from each of the 47 member states in the region. Botswana hosted the 73rd WHO Regional Committee meeting, where the Kingdom of Eswatini was represented by the Minister of Health, Nkosi, and the company of the Director of Health Services, Dr. Velepe Okelo, and the Deputy Director of Health, Rejoice Nkambule. The Minister of Health says to align the Kingdom of Eswatini's health system with the region, the Minister of Health is currently building a public health lab.
Laboratories achievement. Biosafety level 3. Lama laboratories khuluma ngawo angetindlwana kulalelo. Lekusho sinazo sesiyakhona ukutekela into letinene. Ikhona ke dinamba lefuna siqhubeke sithinake sinema-Africans. Njengoba sikhona ukusebenza together, simobilize imali, si-strengthen ama-systems ethu ekumanage kahealth. Njengoba ne-7 siyakwazi silo indzaba lekhulunyako kakhulu. Usifuna si-strengthen ama-systems nekubambisana na-WHO.
WHO Regional Director for Africa, Dr. Matsidiso Moheti, encouraged member states to upscale NCD's responsive measures.
Exercise is one of the best things that you can do for yourself, for your health. In our region, in the African region, we very much work to bring an end to communicable diseases, infectious diseases that affect us very seriously. But we know that there is a very rapid increase in non-communicable diseases, as they are called, chronic diseases, hypertension, heart conditions, these and mental health problems. Some of these are really related to living a lifestyle where exercise is not part of our daily routines.
Other topics of the meeting include the elimination of malaria, especially by the elimination aid countries, including the Kingdom of Eswatini. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samkal Suekoza with visual source from the Ministry of Health.
Eswatini Tourism says they will ensure that they market tourism attraction sites in the country, as the month of August is the country has a lot of events, which are the Umhlanga Readings, the International Trade Fair, which is the double celebration, which are the most events with more tourists.
Marketing manager in Eswatini Tourism, Chungi Dlamini, explains how the events will improve and boost the tourism sector, which will also assist the tourism reach its set goal of 2025.
We're excited as the Tourism Authority to welcome the guest. We will also be hosting international media ourselves. They are coming in tomorrow into the country. International media is very important in terms of packaging Eswatini so that they can write positive stories about the destination and also experience the destination, because tourism is an experience. So believe that when we host them into the country, they will in turn be our ambassadors and also profile the country positively, which is very important. Moreover, the countries that are coming from, it's UAE, it's Zambia, it's Russia, it's Norway, it's the Netherlands and USA. So we're very excited about the partnership. And we'd also like to say thank you to the Hospitality and Tourism Association of Eswatini, who have supported us in terms of hosting the international media.
Dlamini also asked Eswatini to be of great help where assistance is needed by the tourists, as Eswatini are known to be a respecting nation. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, Isebenele Mthethwa and Vuminkosi Ndinisa Mbabane.
The Supreme Court has found that ex-Senator Mkhululi Dlamini does not say how he acquired the land and established his homestead when the Kroll Invuna Homulo Matiela Shongwe categorically denied that he owns any homestead at Mapilingo Chiefdom. This is contained in the 14 pages long judgment.
The Attorney General ran to the Supreme Court praying for that High Court ruling be set aside that requires the Elections and Boundaries Commission to hold the special nomination process at Maphilong Omphakathi to determine the nomination of outgoing Senator Mkhululi Dlamini or include his name in the list of nominees for Member of Parliament for the same Umphakathi. Mkhululi said he acquired the land sometime in January 2022 and has since July 2022 established a homestead at Mapilingo. The appeal was heard by a full bench of the Supreme Court led by Judge Machahenga Dlamini. The judge said the reality of it is that no one on Swati Nation land can own land or a home without being known by Umphakathi. The judgment further stated that until the royal crown is shown to be mistaken, the court must accept their vision on a matter like that of Mkhululi. The court added that Kukonta is the way, adding that a situation is reached where a decision has to be made clear whether Mkhululi belongs or does not belong to Mapilingo, or whether he could lawfully contest any election there in light of the incomplete information before court. The court further adds that if the registration was objected to as early as July 8th, then how did Mkhululi's name get to be on the voters' roll? At Mapiling, and no explanation was given to the court. The court further found that had the fact-finding and verification exercise been done on time, the disturbance resulting to incomplete nomination of Mkhululi would not have occurred. The court mentioned that under the system of government, an elected representative needs a working relationship with various chiefdoms forming Tingundla. The court further said that it is therefore virtually a requirement that elected person must have a good relationship with his own chiefdom or the chiefdom of which he is resident or has a homestead for necessary meetings. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, High Court.
The Teaching Service Commission has dismissed Eswatini National Association of Teachers SNAT President Mbongwa Dlamini. This was after he was found guilty on 109 cases of absenteeism.
The Teaching Service Commission Executive Secretary Nhlanhla Dlamini says following the SNAT President Mbongwa Dlamini's disciplinary hearing, where he was found guilty of absenting himself from work for more than 3 working days in a period of 30 days without either permission of the employer, or a certificate signed by a medical practitioner certifying that he was unfit for work on those occasions, the Commission decided to terminate his services as a teacher with immediate effect. In a communique to the SNAT President, the TSC Executive Secretary says the Commission has also considered Mbongwa's failure to appreciate the sensitivity and nobility of the teaching profession. The communique further states that the SNAT President's neglect and the neglection of his duties has adversely affected the future of the learners, as he was assigned to teach mathematics and sciences at Moyena High School. The communique also stated that when Mbongwa was requested to make mitigating submissions, he, together with his legal representative, allegedly refused to tender any mitigation on both Mbongwa and his lawyer opted to walk out of the disciplinary hearing after hailing insult and threat at the Teaching Service Commission. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, Mbabane.
Parliament employees together with National Archives employees are continuing with their cleanup campaign at Lobamba. The employees are cleaning up the place in preparation of the double celebration. Clerk to Parliament Benedict Xaba says they want the big day to find the country tidy.
Clerk to Parliament Benedict Xaba says as Parliament employees, they are determined to make Lobamba as well as nearby places very clean because everyone will be in Eswatini, including people from other countries.
This is very, very good and very important for the country, and I'm going to urge everyone in the country as we go closer to the event, the main event next week, Wednesday, let us make sure that the whole country is very clean and we are all out to make sure that we clean our surroundings and the whole country will be clean.
Sibongile Mavuso, who spoke for the National Archive, says they are very happy to have joined the campaign. She says this is the second phase of the campaign and they are going to make sure that Lobamba stays clean.
We are very excited that we want to make sure that this place indeed presents a very good image of Eswatini, because we know we are going to have guests coming from all over the world. So that is our sole aim, to make sure that the place is clean.
Next week, Tuesday, before the main celebration, they will once again engage on the same campaign. Reporting for Eswatini TV News is Nosipon Sibande and Gianni Msibi at Lobamba.
Let's look briefly at leading news making headlines internationally. Rebel officers in the oil-rich Central African state of Gabon announced they had seized power following disputed elections in which President Ali Bongo Ondimba, in power since 2009, had been declared victor. Bongo, who is 64, whose family has ruled Gabon for over 55 years, was placed under house arrest and one of his sons arrested for treason. The coup leaders said this.
Hundreds pour out on the streets of Gabon's capital, singing songs in celebration. Residents here in Libreville reacting to news the army has seized control. Earlier, soldiers announced election results from this past weekend's vote were null and void.
We have decided to defend peace by putting an end to the current regime. To this end, the general elections of the 26th of August, 2023, and the truncated results are canceled. The borders are closed until further notice. All the institutions of the republic are dissolved.
Soldiers celebrated as coup leaders announced the country's president, who had just secured a third term in office, had been placed under house arrest. Ali Bongo is reportedly surrounded by his family and is being provided access to his doctors. Soldiers, meanwhile, read out a list of names, including the president's son, who had been arrested, and detailed their crimes.
High treason against national institutions. The mass siphoning of public funds, organized financial wrongdoings on an international scale, forgery and the use of forged documents.
The Bongo family has been in control of Gabon for over half a century, with Ali Bongo in charge for the past 14 years. Saturday's election lacked international observers and saw internet services suspended, raising concerns over the transparency of the vote. The internet appears to have been restored on Wednesday once soldiers announced they had taken control.
Now, the disposed Gabonese President Ali Bongo Ndimba has called on the world for help hours after he was put under house arrest by soldiers who staged a coup early on Wednesday. This move came after he was declared the winner of national elections.
Ali Bongo Ondimba, President of Gabon, and I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise, For the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm in the residence and nothing happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make noise, really.
And now sports news. Manzini Athletics Club, with the help of the American Embassy, have officially opened a sporting facilities worth 148,000 emalangeni eNgulwini in Manzini. Present to officiate the facility was the Minister for Sports, Harris Bulunga.
The new sport facility offers volleyball, netball, tennis, basketball, and also beach games. This initiative has been financially supported by the U.S. Embassy with an estimated 148,000 emalangeni and the German Embassy. In his remarks, the American ambassador to Eswatini, El Miller, says the facility will be of great assistance to the youth of Ngulwini.
As of today, this structure can benefit more than 500 young people from the community and surrounding schools, but I know in the years ahead there'll be hundreds more who will benefit from the legacy of this project. And one of the key factors in a community receiving funding from the U.S. through the U.S. Ambassador's Special Self-Help Fund is the community contribution.
The Minister for Sports and Culture, Harris Bulunga, congratulated the people of Ngulwini for being beneficiaries and further implored them to take care of the facility.
Sibongele nabantu basengculwini umango wonke kuba nesakhiwo lesinjengalesi la abantwana sabatawu khona kutodlala khona lesikhuthatako nje ukuthi while le facility iye kuthuthukisa temidlalo siyacela lokuthi isebenziseke kahle singayikhanzi ukuthi emva kwemalanganyana seyilimele noma sekwentiwa leminye imikhuba lengahambisani nale yakhiwele yona kulomango.
Manzini Athletic Club coach Muz Mabuza conveyed his heartfelt gratitude and said the facility will groom youngsters of the constituency. Other speakers during the event include Umphakathi, volleyball and athletics representatives who said they are expecting more competitive candidates from the facility. For Eswatini TV News, I'm Pendulo Kumbi with Patizwe Msibi, Engulwini.
That's the end of our news today. Let's take a quick break. We come back with the brand and marketing manager at PLE Eswatini, Lindelwa Dlamini, to talk Yesuga Eshowini Trade Fair Cup.
International Trade Fair. Eswatini TV brings you a trade fair promotion and a double celebration package. 5-minute live interview on location for only 4,600 emalangeni. A live Kusile breakfast show interview on location for as low as 3,450 emalangeni. 30 seconds complimentary message for only 12,638 emalangeni 50 cents. 30 seconds commercial advert with a minimum of 20 slots, corporate for only 659 emalangeni 15 cents. Small medium enterprise for only 332 emalangeni 72 cents. Promotion ends on the 30th of September 2023.
Minutes after 7 siphinze sikwamukele ehlelweni ngwane lomuhle shiloyo sister ukhulumisa indzaba le exciting kakhulu for balandzeli bayo ibhola yesuka eshowini, which is Premier League of Eswatini in conjunction with Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority. Leseba launche yona i-Trade Fair Cup letawucala ke mhla 13 kule nyanga ya September, iqala kusasa nje lokusho ukuthi sekusele nje malanga vele lesingathi nje ang3. It is sponsored to a tune of 1 million emalangeni by PLE as well as yona Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority. So again, only Premier League teams will participate in this tournament due to Sikatsi. The last edition was staged back in 2013 and was eventually won by Royal Leopards. Champions will walk away with 300,000 emalangeni, while each team will receive 10,000 emalangeni participation fee. Ngosi sikwamukela nje lihlelweni bese ngibatshele babukele ukuthi vele sitawubuya nawe the brand and marketing manager khona ka PLE. Sakwamukela lihlelweni yonke i-team tawuthola nje 10,000 ukuthi ya participate.
Good morning Mnguni, sithathe nelithuba lekufusela babukeli ngaphandle eveni, especially the trade fair soccer lovers lesitabe sinabo over the following 7 days. Yes Mnguni, because we could not get a sponsorship in time, I think because Tawati Mnguni Ngokwendeka eveni. So the PLE then took it in amongst itself. Gutsi Aikubege Idlalele tournament, sponsored to the tune of 1 million emalangeni. Because there are so many nitty-gritties that are involved in organizing a tournament of this nature, Gubel Kuni Vele Gutsi Sikonexo Satimali Letitse Kaka. So at least a participation fee is better than nothing for now. But we think with the next coming edition, things will get better because, as you said, the last edition was hosted in 2013.
Actually, for me, when I asked you the question, would see teams are getting a 10,000 participation fee. Ngiva ngathi they are getting a lot of money just to participate. Ngiyabona wena ukuthi as you answer it over ngathi incane leyo mali leyo, which I think excites a lot of lama team because I know ukuthi bayabukela. So sitawubona ke iminyaka isaqhubeka ukuthi ufuna ukuthi bagcine bathola imali eNdlamini as brand and marketing manager. 2013, that's quite a long time ago. I'm not really good in maths, but ngiyafuna lokubala. That's about 10 years ago, correct? It's a very long time ago. One would assume kufika COVID-19 had halted a lot of developments, particularly trade fair singayiboni nayo because of COVID-19. In fact, this is the first one since before the outbreak. It's such a long time, Dlamini. What can you say had really halted iphinze iqhubeke?
Thank you, Mguni. Firstly, kungaba kusho ukuthi football is very expensive, so we are very fortunate and thankful to the sponsors that do come on board and assist with football development. Before ngiphendule ngicela kuchaza nje 10,000 may seem like a lot of money, but it is very expensive to run clubs, and my directors are running it from their pockets. The teams are struggling themselves to get sponsorships either at national level or abroad. To come back to your question, Numalo, kungaba kusho nje ukuthi we had a lot of sponsors from 2013 moving forward, but with the advent of the COVID-19, our former chairman, his demise and the like, and the pullout of the previous sponsor, it has been quite difficult to go back to, I'll say, normality, because the trade fair is one of the flagship football soccer tournaments in the football season. But as we say, we are moving forward. Trade fair is back. Yesuge showing on Sunday, and it's still Eswatini to come in their numbers.
Yeah, before we get into the program itself, I just want clarity on something here. Is it a norm that teams get participation fees for tournaments of this nature? Because I'm looking at 300,000 and I'm looking at just a tournament that's going to run. Please, it's starting on the 3rd of September.
Yes, sir. The final will be the following Sunday, which will be at the...
So it's going to run for a week.
It's running for a week, yes, sir.
And the champion gets 300,000 Malanga. Is it a norm that teams get participation fees for such tournaments?
For the Emma knockout, usually it is a norm.
Okay.
For other tournaments, maybe Labolas 32 and the like, they don't.
Yeah.
You obviously need to have a cutoff somewhere. But teams prepare, and they prepare well for these kind of tournaments.
Right.
So it's only courteous Kutsibatole something. In the past, actually, there was the previous sponsor, Beguba, maybe winner takes all. So it's actually a good thing for the teams, Nyalo. Yeah. It's also helping them prepare for the upcoming season. You'll know Glanzela Nale Momo Cup, Gulanzela Nale MTN Premier League, all happening in September. So this is going to serve for the Premier League teams as a good warm-up as well.
And for the fans as well, they must be very excited to see how their teams are looking like ahead of the season. Talk to me about the teams that are going to participate in this tournament. Only Premier League teams. It makes sense. You did say due to time, but Umaplama Timbel.
Gushoguti, it's the 14 Premier League teams that played from the MTN League season last season.
Right.
Number 1 and 2, Batautola Emapai, because it's a knockout. So Green Mamba, the champions, as well as Young Buffaloes, the runners-up, are only going to come in the following stage. Nyalo, Sipike, Siside, based on 1v, so from 14v3 kanjalo sehle until we get to these years, and then batawushayana and istawubona ukuthi kufika bani ekugcineni next week Sunday.
Are the fixtures out yet?
The fixtures are out, yes.
Okay.
I think we'll be, if the fans can follow our social media platforms, IPA platforms as well, the fixtures are there.
From the top of your head, what is, I mean, from the audience, of course, because I wouldn't want you to put yourself on the spot like that. Which is the most exciting game, at least from the fans' perspective and from the engagement that you're getting on your social media platforms?
Because we only know the first 3 fixtures, or the first 6, which are playing over the first 2 days, we would say there's the Manzini Derby between Moneni Pirates and Manzini Wanderers. Yona Itaudlala on the grand opening this coming Sunday at 8 p.m. So sicela vele ukuthi bete bakamanzini bete nabaseswatini bonke batobukela. It's going to be really, this is one of the classic derbies in the football season.
Okay, that's quite an interesting game, and I do see people coming in numbers. And what do they have to come with in terms of kungena emarketeni ngesiyathi ukuthi akavami kuba mahala phela kuyobukela amagame?
For only 60 emalangeni, you'll get to watch a triple header. We also have a double header, which will cost you 50 emalangeni. We obviously know that there will be the ongoing Eswatini International Trade Fair as well. So because we'll be having sort of evening games, kungaba kucela nje supporters ukuthi akafike early. We will have entertainment from the afternoon. We have partnered with other partners ngabekisa such as Pick and Pay. So for the first time, we'll be selling beverages within the soccer field. So Kusile will not have to miss any entertainment. Abanege basatsi ngaphumela ngephandle. So sithi abete showini early, babuke ukuthi kwendekalani, and then they can come in and sit down and let the show begin as per our slogan.
In terms of entertainment, what do you have there? Because I'm sure that they do want to know.
We won't announce everything now. I think we will lead it up, but we have DJ Mbo on the mics.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's a good one right there. And then would you want to advise fans in terms of behavior? Just briefly, we've run out of time.
Kungaba kucela vele ukuthi football without the fans, as we saw with COVID, does not benefit the teams. The ultimate goal, and one of the reasons why the trade fair ibuyile, is kuti part of the FIFA regulations is kuti teams need to, in order to qualify for the national team, you need to have a certain amount of hours under your belt. So the lack of tournaments in the past was detrimental towards the performance of, obviously, Asihlang Semnigati. So this is one way of Gutsi, we're bringing, football tournaments so our players can at least shine on the international stage. That being said, that money that the fans pay to come in assists the teams, obviously, with their developmental objectives. Also, with that being said, the violence, it deters, others from wanting to come and watch the game at the football stadium. So we have addressed it with the relevant authorities. There will be adequate security in place, but it's not singamaswati siyatiwa ngenhlonipho, and let's just continue being the respectful nation that we are. Sihambe siyobukela iqembu lethu of choice liwina.
Yeah, Lindelwa Dlamini, Brand and Marketing Manager ka PLE. So sichazela kabanti ke ngeyesuka eshowini yaqala mhla ka3 September. Ma soccer fans la ngwane encouraged ukuthi I supported this great initiative, which by the way yagcina ngeminyaka wa 2013. It's going to be interesting indeed to see the developments that awuba khona ke loku seyibuyila. Sibahlole emakethe masinyane sitabuya siqhubeke nehlelo.
This weekend is Eswatini, your official weekend party starter. Tune in for the best of entertainment. We're bringing you the hottest music videos and live studio interviews with your favorite celebrities. We're giving you a front row seat to the latest fashion trends as well as your weekend gig guide. Join us live on social media and call in to send your shout-outs. Be sure to catch our movie segment where we review and give updates on all latest movies. Catch This Weekend Eswatini every Friday at 5:30 p.m. live on Eswatini TV.
Are they yours?
Ngabukela ke washa umkhukhu every Sunday at 3 p.m.
As
Sibinze sinemukele sikuvusele nawo losanza kusivulela solo siqhubeka nalo hlelo lethu besivedile ukuthi sitabe sikhulumisana nalabasuka etiko la Public Works and Transport. Dokumleke ukuthi ngeminyaka wa 2021 uhulumende wasokumisa uhlelo lobuchwephesha lokubhadala umthelo wemoto license disc ngenhloso yokunciphisa emalayini kuma revenues akuleli. Namhla ke sikhulumisana na Muzi Maphanga lo Deputy Director Road Transportation Department etiko la Public Works kuva ukuthi ngaba eMaswati ayasebenzisa invelelo luhlelo kanye nama developments nje la sabe khona kule minyaka lemibili. Kwamanje nje luhlelo lusebenza ka mobile money lapho khona ama motorist noma ke bashayeli betimoto labafuna ukubhadala umthelo ngalendlela lena acafata *468 hash. Sikuvusele babe Maphanga saba ukuthi ube nathi nomhla ekseni. I think vele leti cards le lapho khona bashayeli betimoto babhadala wona umthelo. I think nje kusini ke dasithombise ukuthi lo hlelo lolu solo hulumende alisokumisa 2021 luhamba kanjani. Service amaswati salemukile nivele basebenzisa invele.
Sibonga kakhulu Makakula, sibonga kakhulu kumbukeli weSwatini TV. Angisho ukuthi vele kuliqiniso i-Ministry of Public Works and Transport ephansi kwelihlangothi la Road Transportation Department belihlangothi letekuthutha lelo yasukumisa lo mkhangaso lona ukuthi sale sive siyekela kushaya emalayini ema revenue centers sale sive sithi lapho sihleli khona nje nawo tiphumulele usebenzise emahlale ekhukhini ngendlela lengiyo ukhona kuyithelela imoto yakho. Angisho lokho ukuthi sive siyawusebenzisa le service yethu lesayisukumisa la induna ngeminyaka wa 2021 ekhathi weCovid lapho kwakumadima kakhulu khona kwakusebenzela vele kakhulu ngoba sive kwakumele ukuthi lapho umuntu akhona avele aticize khona nembala vele sibona ngokuthi bachamuke abantu ngoba sine platform yethu lesayisukumisa silibandla sifaka ekhathi bona labo Treasury Department bo MTN lokungibo lebasisitako ngakuthi isystem yethu nayithi ishona phansi iphinde futhi bayivumbule siyakhulumisana ke lapho nangabe kukhona lo sakhalako esiveni kusho lokuthi awu mina lana ngithe ngiyabhadala angisayibona ireceipt mina ngithe ngiyabhadala lana ayingimukeli leti khalo ke siyadibona sithi phinde futhi sicatulule ngaleso sikhathi ngoloko sibona lesikhombisa lokuthi cha bakhona bayisebenzisa nalabanye ke bashaya ukuthi awu sesikhohlele ditebhisi labanye sebakhohle nje nale nombolo ucala ngayo ukuthi *468 hash siyabona.
So ingabe mhlambe nasongenile lapha kulo *468 hash babe Maphanga yindlela ngimelele ngibe nayo mhlambe amaphepha lekumele ngibe nayo inombolo lekumele ngibe nayo bo ID yini kahle kahle lena ledzingekile nje ngaphambi kokuthi ngicubeke vele ngibhadala.
Asibonga kakhulu angisho ukuthi kulolu hlelo lwethu lolu sizamile ukuthi site nendlela lengidawuthi paperless system lo doubt vele noma ngokupla uhlelo khona wade ukuthi lo kusebenzisako kukhona nasetingungwini takhe uhulumende le kuke kutawufaka ekhathi inombolo yakho yesichaza buve ID ikhona vele kuma systems ahulumende lo doubt now chafata *468 hash na khona lapho nawo ifaka lapha seyikubuta ukuthi kufuneka leyo ID yakho itawuvele ihambi yoboleka le ka Home Affairs lapho kunengungu lenkulu yetinombolo tebantu tema IDs ilandze khona isho ukuthi vele cha ngibani lona uphindze futhi noma sekufuna isystem iloko iblue book noma ke motor vehicle registration certificate utawufaka leyo nombolo iphindze futhi ilandze endasi treasury isho ukuthi cha ngiyo vele iblue book noma ke motor vehicle registration certificate yabanibani bese iphindze futhi ifuna inombolo yemotolo layout ngile sifaka kuma number plate lo tawuphindze nana uyifaka yona ke seyiphindze ihlanganisa ke konke kusho ukuthi le motolo le ngeyabani lo hlala kuphi bese ivele seyakhulula ke le system ukuthi songaqhubeka uye kwethelela asikakavali ke angisho ukuthi Makakula asikakavali ukuthi nangabe ufuna ukuthumela umuntu ungamthumela umuntu naye utayifaka le ID yakhe kodwa ke imotolo utawusho lokuthi ngeyabani itawuvele bese seyaphumela kuphela nje hawo ngithumile Makakula uthi angamthelisele na imoto yakhe.
Okay ingabe bayavela mhlambe labo leyo khanze ukuthi bese bahleli isikhathi lesithe solo bangabhadali umthelo mekuse nje mhlambe mhlambe uhlele umnyaka noma bo 2 years imoto beyisolo mhlambe segaraji ilungiswa loyo uyakhona yini ukutendela naye ibhadalele noma mhlambe loyo ke sekumele salavela emahovisini out of thola lisito loliphelele.
Siyabonga kakhulu nakukhona lapho angisho ukuthi batamile labo lokhanza ukuthi vele imoto yakho umuntu bese ihleli solo ihlele tikwetitini ekhaya ihleli egarage lo munye mhlambe yathola ingodi so wayathanga ndabuye ngiyibona so yayibona ke nyala so yayilungisa bavelile nawo bazama kungena ku staff for 68 kodwa ke angahambi kanganani isystem vele yale lokumqhuba ngoba iyayibese ayisakhona lokumbalela lokuthi vele mbamba ukoleta imali lengakanani abese ke lo muntu lona sokubhekeke ukuthi ahambe ngentinyawo and walk in treasury lapho batawufika khona bahlale phansi bambalele imoto lo letikhona emgwaqeni tinesisindo lesehlukahlukene ngidawuthi nje imoto lo lenkulu isokola tingulongane lezintathu mashumi lasihlanu 3500 wema kg sisindo kuya eduli lo lenkulu le and then kuya ngaphasi ke kwaleyo nombolo leku 3500 kg kuya phasi imoto lencane lemithelo ke iyahlukana kuya ngalesisindo ukuthi umuntu utawuse yabalelwa ke ukuthi umnyaka munye wecile ukwelete imali engaka iya bese ke le mali iyakhuphuka ke iya etulu siyibale ifaka ema arrears ifaka nama penalties ngoko lokho bese kwenda lo mshini wethu usengakhona ukufinyelela lapho funa sikubalele mbamba thina njengetandla bese soyakhona ke kuyobhadala leyo siyakhuthatha ukuthi bekunene bangaze bafike lapho akanesiqiniseko nje imoto leyo ke iyathela ngeminyaka wonke ukuze ukuthi ukubalekela lo
maphanga ukhuluma ngenzaba ukuthi mawusagcwalisa lapha le mininingwane khona le ku star 468 kuthengeka iID number yakho lokho ukuthi mhlawumbe labo labasolo bangashintshiti imoto tabo mhlawumbe ngibekise nje uyithenga kumathapha khona lapha eMandiyeni ngiyasiyathi ukuthi vele liningi lemaswati lithenga khona imoto lokho ukuthi ngiyakhona ukutendela yena ngalokho mhlawumbe kusesene mininingwane yaleso sitolo leso kumele ende njani loyo kumele ayele kule sitolo bamendele usitakala kanjani lo mfloyo.
Siyabonga kakhulu kukhona nje lo munye lesike samsita ukhanze ukuthi le moto lo solo yabita nanga umuntu losemuva ugcine vele naye uzamile wazama wabathi uyafaka akhanza ukuthi vele le miningana ayimukeli le kulo system wakhanza ukuthi vele sokumele ukuthi ahambe ngetinyawo aye khona le labanye ke mhlawumbe babe nenhlanhla ukuthi amati lo muntu wamthengisela akhona kumendela kena kodwa nangabe soyithenga le moto sesikhathi ngicina nanani sokhanza ukuthi lo muntu alisabonani naye lokuvele sokufuna ukuthi uhambe ngetinyawo bakubalela nakukhuthatha ke ukuthi vele salo le moto ishintsha ibuya egameni lakho ngoba naloko kuye bese kuhamba kuyasihlupha lapha kule system.
Ingabe nje kubuta nje emaphanga ukuthi vele nasengibhadile ngibekise nje ngiyabhadala namuhla khona ka mobile money sengiyithola njani ke license desk yami ngithola nini futhi emva kwesikhathi esinganani?
Siyabonga kakhulu. Na ubhadele ngamomo MTN uyakhona lokho ukuthi nyalo iyavele bese siyavela i-receipt number kuthi nangibani sobhadele imoto lengaka yakhe imbitelo ngaka so yabvela ireceipt yakho lo thatha le nombolo ke uhambe nayo ngalo icingo lakho uye revenue uyahamba uye ku supervisor siyethi mangeme layinini kuna supervisor lo utamemukela ngaleso sikhathi akunike leyo disk yakho uma ngabe ukwendile ke ngale ke eposini naseposini nakhona ungayenda iwalk in ngoba nakhona na ungena la kule system kuyakunika ukuthi uhamba indlela etimbili la ufuna kuhamba ngale MTN Momo Treasury noma ufuna kuhamba nga MTN Momo eposini ukhetha ke le ndlela la uthatha le ngetulu le Treasury ayenda iwalk in uhambe ngetinyawo ungene uthathe idisk yakho kodwa na uthathe yaseposini bane ukudelivela nasekhaya nakhona ke abakalivala ithuba lokuthi ungahamba ngetinyawo uye edeskini eposini ledutane nawo uhambe uyothatha idisk yakho nangabe bakudelivela bathi sichaze ke ukuthi cha kunekwendeka ukuthi kube ngamalanga noma ke lima hours laside ngoba ufuna bakupakishe kahle into dabo bese iyaphuma ke khona services yokudeliver kusho ukuthi nawe kwende ngesikhathi ungakwendi ngesikhathi le disk yakho seyiphelelwa isikhathi ukuthi enhloko nje ukuthi awu nako singithethuwa sengiyamhla ka31 buyele emuva kancane kube nemalanga lamabili noma lelo langa linye utakhona kusitaka siyabona
so lena la ithola revenue yona iphuma emva kwamalanga lamangaki
utavela uyithola ngaso sikhathi ngoba
Ngaleso
utabe
sikhathi.
sowufikile nje sibi sakho embeka laba abayiprint kanti nale yaseposini itawuprintwa nayo lapha bayilanza ke bona treasury njalo ngabona 9 ekseni ngabona 9 ekseni ama batches akho naphuma alanza shothi nje amagama lama systems zonke ahamba ngalezo now se treasury uthola ngalo ukuthi usuke sowuvele sowufikile wena mathupha so yayithatha nakusho.
Okay. Ngalokuthi nje emaphanga vele sesiku era ye technology kakhulu. Ngabe vele mhlambe yakhombela nje ngobuto lombuto lona ukuthi ngabe sinikubukele niliteko ukuthi vele sale nenda ukuthi nangibhadala nje nami ngikhona ukuthi printela mina le license desk. Ngabe senihambe nafika phi nje kulo hlangothi?
Siyabonga kakhulu. Vele sisifike esikhathini lapho ngikhulumile nje ngasebenzisa igama la paper lesi vele siyaphuma singena ngala ku digital tech i-technology seyisifaka lapho kuseni so ngakhona kwi retrieval lento sikhona khona nje nyalo ngoba nalama driver lenzi sisenda wona siya research kabandi sokukhona leso digital la sebahambe sebasembili kakhulu kulamanye amave kangangoba nathi sokuyasiphocelela ukuthi vele salo sigijima sikhona lapha kuyi possibility into letawendeka angisho ukuthi nathi besisacathuda njengona ucathuda umntwana ugcina sokumile asahamba ngetinyawo.
Yeah. Okay. Sho kona nje ukuthi vele sive usho kona nje emaphanga ukuthi sive vele sayisebenzisa le platform ngavele mhlambe nabe dikhona tikhalo ba diveta kuphi tikhalo.
Siyabonga kakhulu. Tikhalo siyademukela ngatandla letimbili na ukhona uhamba ngatinyawo ungaya etiko lemsebenzi emkhulu nekuthutha ka road transportation department hlangothele ukuthutha lihhovisi ngila number 11 ngilapho tawufika uthule khona tikhalo takho ngayo system noma ke treasury endasi bademukela ngaso sonke isikhathi labanye ke bayakhona nokushaya inombolo yasetiko letemsebenzi emkhulu nekuthutha 24099 000 24099 uyakhona ke ukuthi bese uyakhona ku batakufaka ka road transportation department ehlanganweni tsini letekuthutha utishiye tikhalo takho noma ke basebenzisa umahlale ekhukhwini naka MTN ngale ungayisebenzisa leyo system batabe seba gena seba channelisha letincingo sigcine tifike kubonke laba labathinzekayo ngoba ukhanze ukuthi na ifike noma ukubani wethu ku treasury ka works MTN iya lapho ita addresseka khona masinyama.
No, ngiyavakala sibanga khona maphanga sikhathi sakho mbukeli ukuthi vele ukuthi awusahlupheki kakhulu mangabe ufuna ukubhadala umthelo wemoto yakho license desk nje abasavetele nje lapha maphanga ukuthi sibe semaswati sisebenzisa kakhulu le platform singenhloso nje kunciphisa wona emalayini kuma revenue centers lapha ekhaya Eswatini *468 eyicode ke lo yishaya kuma ngabe ufuna ukubhadala usebenzisa yena mobile money. Sibahlothe market sesibe stop esahlelo.
Hello.
And 2 minutes before 8 o'clock, we've come to the end of our show. Today's Makuru Kusini keze kuvana somhla ekseni. Sasa nivalelisa masala mahle. Sasa mwatinda banelanga lelihle. We'll see you tomorrow.